Hello everyone and welcome to the weekly trade review number 12. My name is Alex Winkler, and in this weekly trade review we're going to be reviewing the one killer swing trade that I missed and some massive moves happening in the crypto space. Also 3 things that I'm going to be focusing on next week. So for all that and more, make sure to watch till the end. So to get started, I couldn't be happier to be back to trading after a week-long, basically Wi-Fi-less trip. I went to Scotland for about a week, and even though we did have Wi-Fi near the end, we were just out hiking and doing a bit of hunting almost all day since 5 a.m. So I really didn't have time to do anything. I was so exhausted the second we came back from the mountain. Now that I am back, I have been seeing some massive consolidation in the markets, and I just want to review through some of them right now. You can see on the Bitcoin daily chart that we've finally broken out a little bit of this descending triangle pattern. Now the breakout's pretty small and it's pretty slow. Overall, we've had such massive consolidation for just about a month, so it's going to be really interesting to see what happens from here. I won't talk about this too much as it will be in my daily trading watch list, so you can check out all my notes there from trading opportunities. There's just one more thing I wanted to show you guys, and this is the BTC USD shorts. And you can see here, these are constantly in this little ascending triangle that we have going on. Well, I wouldn't say little because it's over the course of basically, you could even say it started in August. To me, for day trading or even swing trading, this indicator is not too helpful. However, it is nice to see in the longer term where some of the tops and bottoms were. For example, this was the nice little rush we had in April. That was a bull run and a nice little short swing to the upside. You could see a few peaks here and breakouts and basically what happens to shorts in the meantime. So we'll see if the shorts are going to climb back up. If they do climb back up and potentially break out, then we actually might be seeing the end of the bear, as the shorts are going to be very, very high, and the second they start covering, then we might see a reversal. So to dive into the rest of the week, you can see here that I didn't make really any trades. I had one trade right here on Monday. I forgot to change this. It's still in German, but yeah, so Montag, Monday, I only made one trade. This actually could have been a really, really nice win, but I kind of got out before my flight as I'm not really used to holding these trades longer periods of time. But this will be a really good review for you guys and myself. So top trades, unfortunately none. As I said before, I only had one trade and it was more or less a loss. But here I want to review this Ethereum short that was quite a missed opportunity, and I specifically want to talk about 2 exits I could have, should have, would have done. I must say overall I'm not too disappointed in this trade since I only took a small loss and it's a scratch, and rule number 1 is always risk management. If you can avoid the big losses, you'll typically always be profitable because over time you just simply will be outweighed by profitable larger trades and only have smaller losses. Now, that's not always the case, but if you have a winning percentage of over 50%, which I believe with some practice and dedication, anybody can get over the 50% profitable trade mark. So here you can see where I was averaging in. I was just about averaging here at the second top of this area. Actually, in my watch list, I was talking about getting in at the 240 level. So this would have probably been the ideal entry, especially after this breakout failed and there was a nice little double top here. This could have actually been a shorter day trade with an entry here, potentially another entry here, and then cover near the support line. But however, I was looking for a larger dip, right? This was exactly what I was looking at, a breakdown here in the 210 area. So I started building up my position here, and right around here I got pretty excited. This was the dip I was waiting for. However, there was a lot of buyers and the price shot back up and it was holding its highs. And I actually got out near the high here. Unfortunately, this was just about as high as it got. But you don't really know if it's going to hold highs and break out. A lot of times what happens is you have a little breakout consolidation, and then this ends up being your first stare, and then right before the second stair where it breaks out higher and consolidates again, it does a nice little dip like this off the edge. So what I should have done is, if I was no longer sure about this trade, I should have gotten out potentially at this point right here when it broke past the former support line and the new resistance line. And you can see how this is a breakout bounce. This is actually one of my favorite chart patterns right here. Breakout from a resistance line, and then it typically bounces back to that same line, and then it will break out again to new highs. Here you can see there was a second test. Not always the case. Typically this is a smaller red candle here, and then it keeps breaking to the upside. So in hindsight, I wish I got out here. I mean, obviously getting out here would have been super ideal, but this was not the trade I was looking for. The trade I was looking for was potentially, a bounce back up here and then further decline and then getting out over here. Once the trade was no longer breaking down to new lows, I got out. Simply risk management. I didn't want to have, $100, $200 loss by holding and seeing, what if. So I got out. I also had a flight coming up, and the last thing I wanted to do, especially landing in a country where I don't know if I will have Wi-Fi, is get out of the trade and basically just leave it at that. Overall, I can't be too upset about this trade, but what happened was it almost perfectly went my way. So if we go over to Ethereum here and maybe do, a smaller time frame, let's say 4 hours, you can see that this trade was on the 1st, I believe, of October. Actually, let's go into the 1 hour chart, and it will be the exact same chart as this is a 5-minute chart. So yeah, looking back at the 1 hour chart, you can see this is where I was buying right here. This is the little dotted triangle I drew. This was my entry, and yeah, you can see this is where I got out right near the high. Unfortunately, and then boom, what do you have here? The price perfectly did crash like I was looking for. So this could have been a really, really nice profit. I got in right around here at the 132, and let's say I didn't sell here. Let's just use a conservative amount. I probably could have made easily around 6% profit as long as I sold somewhere in this more or less bouncy, messy area, which I most likely would have done. Might have even sold near the high here, but either way, 4 to 6% was very foreseeable on this trade. So it's a little disappointing seeing something like this. It was a really, really nice setup, but I didn't see it through. So there's a lesson right there. When you have a trade that's really nicely outlined, then it's worth sometimes to see it through. Or if, as this was kind of the high, I could have reopened my position. But, that happens. You can't get them all right. That was basically it for the biggest lessons, as there was only one trade. So I'll move along right to the what's next, and this is pretty exciting. So there's 3 things that I want to cover, or I want to finish this week, and well, mainly 2 things, and then the third thing is just being extremely consistent with my trading and my watch list this week. Now that I'm back with fully Wi-Fi, I couldn't be more excited about that. So thing number 1 is I'm going to be releasing a new Discord chat this week. I already have it working. I just want to do a bit more debugging and seeing how much more integration I can get with this website to keep things as easy as possible for you guys. In the Discord chat, I'm actually going to make a video about what it's going to include, but the main goal of it right now is to replace the 2 chats I have for investor and trader and make one simple area that you can check for upcoming trade ideas. And it will also give us a place to talk about different trade ideas with the community. The second thing I want to wrap up this week is the trading pattern statistics. This is something I've been working on for the last few weeks, and basically through each of my documented trades, I want to attach a pattern that I was trading to that trade, and then I will have a nice statistics on all my favorite chart patterns. Then I can more confidently say that these are my favorite trading patterns because I will have numbers actually backing these patterns of which ones I trade more successfully. Once I have those statistics done, I definitely want to get a video out for that. So just stay tuned on the channel and you'll see that coming out. The third thing, like I said, is really just getting back to trading and building watch lists. Again, I'll be focusing a bit more on swing trades as that fits my schedule, and I'm sure most of your guys' schedule the most. I really can't emphasize how happy I am to be back in a working space, although the trip was super fun. And if you guys haven't already, check out my brother's Instagram. I think it's heiko.winkler. But he posts a lot of cool stories and has some really good pictures about this trip from Scotland. Also, if you like fishing and hunting, he is the perfect person for you to follow. One last little side note, and that is if anyone is interested in business tips, especially regarding online businesses, my company, Enslow Inc., we just revived our old YouTube channel, and we will now be posting videos every Wednesday about something specific that has helped our business thrive throughout the years. You can also very simply just go to enslow.com, click on channel, and then see the latest post. The first video is actually talking about why we use cryptocurrency for making payouts in our company. So that's pretty cool and relevant for this channel as well. That's everything I wanted to talk about in this trading review. It was pretty short and simple as I only made one trade, but I hope you guys found it useful. If so, make sure to give a thumbs up and subscribe. I hope everyone has an awesome trading week and see you guys in the chat room. Ciao, ciao.